I wanted to focus on the topic loneliness. Oh my god, I can't pronounce it now. Loneliness. Okay, so gonna get so without wasting too much of our time today, I want to focus on the topic loneliness. I want to focus on this. Please leave me alone, leave me alone. But until 2020 happened and it hit me, I felt lonely. And the weird thing about it is the fact that I was not alone. Be having a discussion with my husband, we just be talking about maybe somebody or something was happening. I'll start crying from nowhere. Hey guys, welcome to the Becoming a Woman TV. Welcome if you're new, welcome if you're returning. But yeah, this is my first video of of the year and in so many years. I'm so glad to be back. Although this is my first video, you are saying, but this is like the upton time I've been trying to record this video. I've done a few recording before, but it's just anyway it can be it can be a bit frustrating sometimes. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that here today. But yeah, welcome to the Becoming a Woman TV. This is the real one though, almost real time video, because the ones that you've probably already seen on the channel is the old ones. So this will probably be the episode 1 of a new season, and this is the me, this is the new me. And yeah, thank you for joining me. So today, without wasting too much of our time, I wanted to focus on the topic loneliness. Loneliness. And I'm just going to do a little talk on the Becoming a Woman conference. In case you don't know, the Becoming a Woman conference is coming soon, coming in December. I'm so excited. I hope you all are. I know it's been a long time coming, and you know, all this with the pandemic and everything, you know, we thank God. We thank God that we're all here, you're here, and thank God for keeping us all. So yeah, I'm going to touch on that a little bit as well. But you know what? Let's crack on with this video. Let's crack on with this topic. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So, okay, let's just be a bit relaxed and breathe. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys my top here. It's, I don't know if you can see, autumn. I love it. Because it's autumn, and I'm so here for it. Even though the sun is shining like crazy, but it's proper cold today. Actually, it's cold today, and yeah, I'm a bit. I've been struggling with cold for the past few days now, but I'm a bit better. I'm not there yet, but I'm a bit better. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're doing well wherever you're watching me. So let's talk about loneliness. I think one of the reasons why loneliness comes out to me, and the reason why I want to talk about it, is the fact that Becoming a Woman conference is coming, and this is one of the things we want to tackle. This is mainly what Becoming a Woman is all about. Is about, you know, it's a community, and it's more about bringing women together. Like the topic, the title or the theme of the conference is A Woman Like Me, you see. So it's trying to say that, you know, you're not alone, basically. You know, there's someone that's like you, even though we're all unique in our own ways, but there is something, and there's someone next to you. There's your neighbor that's probably, or maybe not your neighbor, not your physical neighbor, but someone there that you can relate to, someone there that you can, you know, feel like, oh, you know, this person understands what I'm going through, and that's kind of a thing, like a community. And you know, this is generally what Becoming a Woman in general is all about. This channel, the conference, you know, is to just, you know, say that, you know, it's okay to be who you are, but also know that you're not alone, especially in this world that we're living right now. It can be difficult, you know, sometimes, you know, social media and things like that, you know, creating all sort of standards or things that you should look like. I mean, I think recently, I mean, I don't know for you, but recently the dynamics has been changing, you know, people are feeling more confident to just be themselves. And I think this is also part of what we are doing here, to just be yourself and know that, you know, you're not alone, you're not different, we're all together, we're all in this together. This is a place for us to feel at home and just be ourselves, you know. And I'm gonna be myself on this channel here. I'm gonna, okay, technical. Okay, we just had a mic fall off, you know, real life here, real situation. Come on, let's carry on, okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just gonna crack on. So yeah, so this is what we're all about here, real life, real situation. We'll talk about anything, you know, anything and anything really pertaining that concerns women, We talk about beauty, skincare, everyday life, everyday situation, real life things. We talk about real life situations. We talk about things that we go through as women and how we tackle them, how we deal with them. And one of them is obviously loneliness. It can be, it's very, for me personally, loneliness has not been something I identify with. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying this because I'm someone that enjoys being alone. I love being alone. I'm used to staying at home by myself all alone, and I love it. I enjoy it. It's there's nothing that I'm like, when people say, oh, they're bored, I'm like, how can you be bored? I don't understand. But until 2020 happened and it hit me, I felt lonely. And the weird thing about it is the fact that I was not alone. I was not alone. For many of us who don't know, or we probably know already, that being alone does not necessarily mean loneliness, and being lonely does not mean that you are alone. So I'm just going to talk a bit more about what loneliness is for those of us who are not familiar with it. And you never know, people that might be watching this video don't know what loneliness is all about, and sometimes we get it confused. Okay, some people will say loneliness is being alone and sad about it. Loneliness can also be the feeling we get when our need for rewarding social contact and relationships is not met. Loneliness can also be an emotional response to perceived isolation. So, and all of this is subjective to everyone, because each person or every person can feel lonely in different ways. I think in one way or the other, wherever you are, we all experience loneliness one way or the other. It just depends on how long, how far, and all this kind of a thing. And I believe that 2020 was the one that where everybody, I mean, literally, I'm pretty sure that everybody felt lonely one way or the other. Even for me as an introvert, who I really, when they said lockdowns, like, I've always been in lockdown anyway, it did not bother me, and I thought, oh, I thought I would thrive well in this, but which I did for the most part of it. But then loneliness hit me like I did not understand where it came from. But so yeah, I felt lonely, and in 2021, after a long while, I felt lonely, and there were various reasons to why I felt lonely, and one of it probably I can say. I mean, at the time, I did not know what it was, but I kind of knew. But I just, at the time, I knew that obviously there is the pandemic itself. Everybody was going through it. Apart from that, there was also my issues within the home, issues in the family, and the people that you would normally go to talk to occasionally. You can't do that, because it would seem as if, first of all, you're probably being selfish, and secondly, it would seem as if there are bigger fish to fry here than your problem, that kind of a thing. And and then again, based on what I was going through at the time, it was like it wouldn't make sense to anybody. It was like only me can understand what's going on. And yes, I had a few health issues as well at the time as well. And yeah, there were so many other things, but I would share more. So I'm just going to talk more about reasons why you might feel lonely if you are going through that. I mean, for a long time I could not pinpoint it, because suddenly I may be having a discussion with my husband. I may just be talking about maybe somebody or something was happening. I'll start crying from nowhere. I'll start crying, and I was just, oh, it was not, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, I will share with you guys some reasons and things why people will feel isolated. Maybe that would explain to you a bit more. So one of the things why people might feel lonely, or why you might be feeling lonely, is maybe because you've gone through trauma, you've gone through loss, you've gone through bereavement, and that's maybe the reason why you feel lonely, because you're grieving, and it's as if only you is grieving. Even though, yes, it's just like, even the pandemic too is probably one of the thing, because yes, it is true that everyone is going through it, which in a way it makes it feel better. But because everyone is not in your house, everyone is not in your home, everyone is not in, sometimes it still hits you, you know what I mean, and you feel like, okay, for that brief moment or whatever time you are, you feel lonely, and even though you listen to especially the news as well, oh my gosh, and it's like, okay, even worse. And then again, talk about the people that are even living alone. Yes, you know that everything is going on in the world, but you are the only one in the house. So how is so it can be very, very, yeah, very, very traumatic for some people, and yes, so stress as well. When you're stressed out, oh, I mean, everyone gets stressed, and I know a lot of the time when some of us probably we've just come back from work maybe, or we've just gone through a stressful situation and you're just like, oh, and then there's this one calling you, this one, just like, leave me alone. That's it. Just like, please leave me alone, leave me alone. Everyone wants you, but they don't understand what you're going through. They don't understand that you're stressed. And it's like, if you're saying you're stressed, they'll give you the look at you like, what are you stressed about? Sometimes, and that's the kind of thing that I can relate to as well, because when I was feeling lonely, I felt stressed, not because I've been working 8 to 6 or whatever. There was this stressed, overwhelming feeling that, and it's like, I feel like if I can tell someone that way, they will look at you like, what are you stressed about? you know what could possibly make you stressed? And then that's another thing. So yeah, stress could make you feel lonely. Another thing is discrimination, racism. Yes, that's another one. Crisis. There's as an existential crisis. Like I was saying before, that yes, there was a pandemic, but there was also things happening in the home, in the family, that you can't even tell anyone about what you are going to, because they look at you and be like, can you not see? Do you not understand what is going on right now? And even if you even try, even before you even say anything anyway, you will look at it and be like, okay, there are bigger fish in the pot to fry first, so let me just shut up of my own little issues. Or even, it may not even be issues, but you just don't want to bother anyone, or just pretend everything is good, and glory, and everything is good with that, even though you're not having a big issue, and you think to yourself that, okay, it's not a big deal. But that's the thing, that's another thing. That's what happens when it comes to mental health, because you feel like, oh, it's just nothing. It's just as big. My issue is just small. But that's how it starts. It starts small. And then before you start, you start piling up. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. I think my lighting is, sorry, the sun is just going up and down. It's just like, you don't even know what it's doing. This is another challenges of filming. Okay, I've tried to increase the lights. You know what? Shout out to my hobby, man. Is the honestly, I've been so stressed out about this whole thing, but it's helped me out. So now, another thing which might make you feel isolated or feel lonely is the fact that there is lack of meaningful relationship, lack of communication. That for me, I would say, was a big one. That was a big one, because for introverts like us, we like to have meaningful conversation, meaningful relationship. If the relationship is just here and there, then we don't take it seriously. I don't take it seriously. Sorry. If I can't connect with you, if there's no connection at all in that relationship, there's nothing to connect, then we, like I said, we enjoy being on our own anyway. So we have to have, for you to also connect with you, it has to be meaningful. So and that's why we don't have a lot of friends. And the little friends that we've got, for me, I don't have any friends, and the 1 or 2 friends that I have, or I don't have friends. What am I saying? I don't have friends. But yeah, but I like to connect with people, and the people that I can connect with, I couldn't connect with them because of obviously what was going on and everything. And I think that was one of the major issue. That was one of the major issue. And it's just I think I've already mentioned it, that I couldn't say what was going on with me, or I couldn't say anything. I couldn't be myself. I couldn't, because I felt like there are bigger issues, and I was only thinking about myself. Then the other thing, obviously, together with the pandemic, was low self-esteem. Oh my gosh, that was one thing, because obviously we're not going out, we're not going anywhere. Usually when things like that happen, it's always just 1 or 2 days. I just can't be bothered to do nothing. And then I get back to myself. But because it was for so long, and I couldn't be bothered. I just couldn't take care of myself. Not that I was smelling or anything, but my appearance, the way I look or what I do, I just wasn't bothered about it anymore. Obviously, I started piling up the weight, and there was just all this underlying little health conditions that was just bringing me down. It was really bringing me down so much, so much. So low self-esteem was one of it. And when I see people, on the Instagram, or I hear people talk about certain things, and I see people just being happy, and I'm just like, even people that are close to me, I see them being happy, and I'm like, what are you happy for? Not that I wasn't like, what are you happy for? But it made me sad, and I start crying instead. Because I lacked that interaction. I lacked that, yeah, I lacked it. I couldn't have it, and it really brought me down. And I think as time went on, I started looking for that validation. I wanted someone to tell me I look beautiful. I wanted someone to accept me, and just, make me feel like something, and I was seeking validation for all the wrong reasons anyway. I did for a while, but I came out of it. I realized that I didn't realize that was what I was looking for, but when I realized it, I got myself out of it. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Loneliness is an everyday thing, just like seeking validation. The things I will go through every day. There are things that, yes, I will say, okay, I overcame this today, but who knows, tomorrow again it comes up, because it's just the things we are always having to fight, battle with. They come in little doses, they come in bigger doses, depending on your state of mind at that particular time. It's just always something we have to always go through. So sometimes when I talk about my insecurities, yes, I have insecurities, I overcame them, but sometimes I don't. I have a moment whereby it's kind of gets to me, and then it's just a matter of being able to snap out of it as quickly as possible. It's just like, now I would say I don't need no validation, I don't need people, blah blah, but I mean, at a point, I know at some point I will want to. And the thing is that just knowing that when you don't get it, you are still okay, you are happy, that kind of thing. I think that's what's most important about it all. So yeah, I think I have been rambling on for too long, and the way the lighting is just going off and down, I'm just gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will catch you again next week when we talk about things you can do to get out of loneliness. Thank you. Bye bye.